Hey everybody, my name is Russ. That is Lauren. Welcome to Sunday's vinyl discussion video. And we always put vinyl review in the description, but this is more of like a discussion type thing where we just kind of tell you about a record we bought and what we think of it. This week's is one that I had never heard before. And we've discussed on the channel before that like now that I know I have a reverence for Steve Winwood, but just growing up, it's one of those things I never got to outside of his hits, stuff like the 80s material board. So Lauren's been kind of doing like an education for me, in addition to liking, genuinely liking what we're buying. Like, you're not just buying it to be like, oh, you got to hear
Learn
this.
this.
Yeah. John Barleycorn Must Die, an album from Traffic that we came across at a record fair not too long ago. And so we'll go through what we usually do. Packaging with something like this is kind of interesting because it's funny. This is what I would call a repress, not a reissue, because it's from when vinyl's heyday was around, but you can tell, and I always put pictures up. So at some point in this video, there'll be a picture of it. You can tell by the inner label that the year this record came out, that is not what their inner label looked like.
Oh, that's funny.
So you can tell this is a repress from later years, but I would never call it a reissue, because when you say reissue, people think like, you know, in 2020, they remastered and reissued it, right? So it was interesting because the cover art and everything about it, you would never know that it wasn't an original pressing from the inside. And then when you look at the label, it's like, oh, that for sure is not.
That's great.
From the year that it came out. But packaging wise, is this something you've always streamed, or have you heard it on CD before? Or?
I didn't have this on CD. This is something I've only
just something
streamed.
That's been kind of around. Okay. I had no point of reference for it whatsoever. I will say, and the only thing I can relate this to is with Pink Floyd. In the early, like before vinyl went away in the mid 90s, there are wild differences between some of the Pink Floyd reissues, not reissues, but again, represses over the years. For anything from like really bad cover art to changed cover art to bad mastering or whatever else. The packaging on this looks to me, like I say, I just assumed it was an original pressing because nothing about it states that it's any sort of different from the original until we got it out and saw the inner label, right? Which that doesn't bother me, by the way, at all, the inner label. I just, before that picture pops up on the screen, I want people to be like under the impression this is an original pressing, because it's not. No. But yeah, packaging, it's it's very 70s prog rock to me. Like,
oh yeah. So the whole idea with this, right? John Barleycorn must die is there kind of harkening back to like an old like folk tale type situation.
Some of it is on the cover, or on the back cover, and
that's what it looks like. But I love that juxtaposition between like old timiness and then prog rock.
Oh, I know.
I just think it's fun.
Yeah, the only thing I can equate that to is like some of those incredible artworks, and I forget who made them for Yes. Because I don't think the ones that I'm thinking of are Hypnosis, but anyways, you know what I mean? It's like those to me are like a whole different time and space. But I think of prog rock when I see that type of artwork. Sound wise, the folks in Traffic know their way around a soundboard. Anybody who's going to get on the production team for Traffic. So you had always heard this on streaming. I like the album itself. Yeah. And then I thought the sound of it was fantastic. What did you think?
I mean, I couldn't agree more. This was one of those things when I used to host a trivia it was 60s and 70s music trivia. So I played a lot of Traffic in it. So most of my enjoyment of this album was hearing it kind of in a pub situation.
Right. Yeah. So now you get to like.
So it was really cool to like intently hear it.
Yeah. And I don't believe I'd ever heard any song off of this prior to us loving it. I liked every song that I heard, and I genuinely really liked the sound of it. Yeah. Price wise, we usually get into price and say like, hey, this has to do with value. But when you get into like used LPs and that type of thing, it's really up to what you can find a deal on for something. And we paid all of $10 for this. Do
you remember we were it was a local brewery, and we were just kind of local brewery that has a small little record shop inside it.
Yep.
Right. And so we're just flipping through things. And you remember how excited I got when I found this? I was like, oh, we got to buy this.
Yeah. And I was like, okay. To me, instantly my thought was, okay, that's more Steve Winwood I haven't heard. You know what I mean? Which is fine. Which is great. And
for $10,
I'd be all for listening to more Steve Winwood. I haven't found. Yeah. So the value is definitely there for us for sure. So, Every Sunday we do these vinyl videos. We also have other stuff like music topic discussion videos on Thursdays, and then we have reactions on Saturdays. So if this is your first time with us, if you haven't hit the subscribe button yet, hopefully we've done enough in this video to make you want to see more that we have to say. If you do that, then hit the notification bell so you know every time we have a new video, because we have 3 every week, which a lot of music channels don't do. So we have 3 every single week. But if you'd also hit the like button, if nothing else, hit the like button, because that does help us out. That's Lauren. My name is Russ. As we always say, thank you so much for watching.